What's up, Slow Mo? What's going on, man?
What's up, Slow Mo?
I am exhausted, yo.
Dude, you sound exhausted, Slow Mo. Slow Mo, did you get in? That's what I want to know, man. Did you get in? The fans want to know.
I haven't got anything yet. They sent me the email asking me to verify my my T-Mobile.
Yeah, I got that email too. Yeah, I got the same email.
But other than that, I haven't heard anything yet. So I guess I might get something within a week saying you're in or sorry you're not. Either or.
But why would they want us to verify our our T-Mobile accounts? I feel like, if you're gonna do that, you're probably leaning towards let us in. Why would you want to verify it if you're not going to let us in? You know what I mean?
True. That's true. It probably is. Yeah. I just don't want to get ahead of myself and be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely getting
Slow-mo.
in.
Hey, I'm gonna hear anything. I'm gonna tell you right now, we are in, dude. It's going.
I like your enthusiasm.
It's going
Enrique.
down.
The optimism is so encouraging right now. I've had a long day, man.
Slow-mo, all you got to do is meet me at the mall because it's going down.
Meet me at the mall. What I walk into?
Yeah, what's up, Forte?
What's up?
So Slow-mo was saying he wasn't sure if he was going to get into the xCloud beta, which just came out this week, and we both got the email saying, "Hey, verify your T-Mobile account." And Slow-mo's like, "I don't know if I'm going to get in." I'm like, "Yeah, but why would they want us to verify our T-Mobile account? Like, why would they go to that link to verify something that we have if they're not considering us as potential candidates, if you will, for the beta?" So I told him, I was like, "It's going to happen." So he's telling me he appreciates my optimism because typically Enrique, aka Lord Chancletas, is not is a glass half empty kind of guy. So
and that's where I'm at now. I mean, I just like testing stuff out. Like I did Google like Project Stream when they had Stadia and beta. I just like doing stuff like that. I like doing trying out new things. So I mean, for me, it's just like if I'm not in, so what? I'll have the opportunity to use it if I want to once it's like officially all out, and then I can actually play like games I want to play. Because currently, what's in there, what they saying is in beta, nothing I really want to play right now. But
I already played everything that's in beta.
Yeah, so it's just
telling me, Slow-mo, you don't want to play Sea of Thieves on your phone? Come on, man.
I'd rather play on a maxed out PC at 20 frames per second at 720p than do that.
Woo!
I would rather never play Sea of Thieves ever.
PC master race.
King told me there's millions of players out there playing Sea of Thieves. So
there sure are, and none of those millions of players are in this room.
You know what?
Hey, wait. Can I quote Lord Attic? Millions? Playoffs?
Millions.
Anyone who enjoys Sea of Thieves, I got no problem with them or that game. It's just not my jam. It's not for me.
No, it's not for me either.
I don't know, Slow-mo.
So
man.
Yeah, what's in it? There's Halo Guardians. There's Halo Guardians, Sea of Thieves. Is it Gears 4 or Gears 5?
Gears 5.
Gears 5. Now Gears 5, I might go want to do some because I haven't done any multiplayer at all in Gears 5. So
you gonna play multiplayer?
You better be careful. You
connected
on there slow.
I want to put it.
They getting rid of your ass now.
His paces.
Oh my god!
I want to put it through his paces. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna be.
You can't put a beta through his paces.
That's the purpose.
I said, man, I'd rather play at 20 frames per second on a maxed out PC than do that.
Okay, then you don't want to do a beta because betas
You're
are
absolutely right.
broken.
Not the trash that they got in there.
Oh my god! Wait, Slow-mo, so you say that you don't like the offering of the games they have for the xCloud beta then?
No, not really. No, I mean they're all games I've either already played through, and already done with, like Gears 5, or they're games that I don't want to play, like Sea of Thieves.
Look, man, a real beta. If you want us to play some trash and play some old stuff, you got to do what they did when they gave us Crackdown for the first time and said, "Hey, here's this game, but the only way you can play Halo and play it early is if you play this trash game that we're going to give you," which ended up being pretty good. It actually was pretty fun.
Yeah, the first Crackdown was fun.
But I would have never knew that if they didn't add Halo to it. So the fact that they given us something that we already had. Like you should have dropped some experimental stuff up in there that's just thrown together by one of your development parties. You got 14, 15 of them now. They could have put something together for this.
Nah, man, they should have had something like the Outer Worlds, and like the Outer Worlds when it launched.
Yeah, they could have did an Outer Worlds beta.
Because if you think about it, like Google, when they did Project Stream last year, that's
because it's not going to be on there though. That's probably why.
They put Assassin's Creed Odyssey in there. That was a brand new game.
Well, Ubisoft doesn't care.
Hey, I would have said
but I mean, like, within ask Ubisoft to put their next brand new game in there or something.
Hey.
Put Breakpoint
What
in
next
there.
brand new? We talking about
you talking about the new
Watch
Ghost
Dogs?
Recon?
No. I mean, those games aren't out yet.
Ghost Recon
Ghost Recon
trash.
Breakpoint. That came out.
That shit can't even play good on a system that has physical
That
hardware
game is
attached to it.
trash. Yeah, that game is trash.
You think that shit was really gonna work?
That shit's not gonna work in the cloud.
Hell no, that shit don't even work. That shit don't even work over hardline.
Hey, Slow-Mo, real quick, man. Hey, I don't know if you heard B's warning, man. Don't talk that talk because they might hear and you might not get into the beta. I think that's what B said.
Oh,
right? B?
yeah.
Is that
Well,
what
I
you
mean,
said,
look, man. I am who I am. If they ain't gonna let me in, it's all good. I'm not gonna silence my tongue just because they
gonna remember.
Oh my gosh,
They're gonna remember that this is the same person that was talking about Google Stadium. Well, it's okay. And then a week later, he's like, "This shit trash. I couldn't even log in. Every time I tried to climb to the top of the mountain, I kept falling to the bottom because of latency." They already know what's gonna happen to Slow-Mo get in there.
Slow-Mo was getting packet loss. That was the issue. Packet loss.
Yeah, he was getting. He was talking about.
I never said anything. I never had a positive experience with Project Stream. It wasn't no initially. I was happy I got in, but my entire experience was like a slideshow. The frame rate was in the single digits,
bro.
Made it sound like
so. It was never that good for me. But you know what? Everyone who gets Stadia now and it works fine, you're welcome. Because I gave them a lot of good feedback on why it wasn't working and the kind of network ports that they were forcing you to use, and you know it helped them out because that's the point of doing a beta. Yeah, you get to try something earlier than other people, but the actual point is to help the platform get the bugs out, figure out how to do things better, so that when it actually launches, it's not straight doo-doo butter.
Yes.
So
people have actually said where all our betas at and early things, and you can't ask for that, then attack it and say it's trash. It's like, what's a beta? It's not complete. They're looking for feedback. So people would go on the negative on that, and guess what? That's why we weren't getting any betas, because people attacked the beta. So
that's very true.
So, but that's good. You gave them good feedback. Hopefully it'll work out.
Hopefully they listen to it.
Yeah. Well, I think they gave me a response back. They said they thanked me for my. I mean, they didn't say really long, but I did write them a really long response on my my issues with it, and then my dialogue with Verizon, because I was running a packet tracer on my computer as I was playing, and then I did like a 5-minute log off a packet tracer to see what was happening, because like it would start out fine,
you were losing packets.
Yeah, and then it would just like very slowly. From the time that I would get started and everything would be fine. As soon as I load into the game, it was like, we'll slowly get a little slower. And then it's just slideshow. And I was like, yo, what's happening? I'm like, something is happening here. So I ran why my brain's not working right now? Wireshark is what I ran on my computer. And Wireshark gave me like a good 5-minute log of packets. If anyone ever wants to run Wireshark to see what your network's looking like, don't run it for too long. It will crash your computer over time. But like 5 minutes was enough. And then I looked at that and I gave them the log and was like, look at this. This is what Verizon is doing when they see these packets come across their network. They're blocking it.
Wow. Wow. So they saw those big data chunks of data coming through the network. They're like, no, you're gonna go to the off ramp, sir. Not today.
Yeah, I got throttled. Yeah, they don't tell you stuff like that. You know, they say, "Oh, you got 1 gigabyte speed of data."
It doesn't matter, man. That is so. You know what's funny, man? Like I was talking to the Mooch about this. He's like, "Hey, are you going to get Stadia?" I said, "I don't know, man." I said, I want to see what we're a month away from the release of Stadia. I was like, I want to see what everyone's experience is like because he's like, "Oh no, it's good, man. I got good download, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, but." That packet loss, it doesn't matter what.
Ain't no joke.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what your download, your upload is. If you're getting packet lost, you are screwed.
Right.
Yeah, and Slow Mo, I'm glad you explained that and talked about that. When we talked about the Project Stream beta, because I didn't have any idea that because me I'm thinking like, oh, if I got good download, I'm good. But no, it's not. It's not just good download. It's the packet loss, and you can't.
You gotta have stable bandwidth and bandwidth that's not being throttled by your ISP. And you gotta have a very good upload as well. And back then when they did that, they said, "All you need is 25 down." They didn't even say anything about the upload.
So what happened?
So that's things like you live and you learn, like Google learned. And not everyone had that bad experience. I think was it either E or B Money. No, one of you guys got in and you said everything was fine for you. So it's really it also comes down to your ISP.
It does come down to the ISP. Like we had D-Batch on from RDX and he was like he had a great experience with it. Lord Sovereign said the same thing. Great experience. So you're right. It comes down to your ISP, and that's my hesitation with Stadia. But real quick, guys, we do have a special guest I want to introduce real quick. First timer here on BRAP. We have, and I'm going to use his Twitter handle here because I like it.
Oh God! First of all, this ain't no real guest. This is a troll in disguise.
Oh my
God! I'm telling you, my feelings are hurt.
Come on.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing. I gotta mess with whenever I get a chance to. It wouldn't be right if I didn't.
Look, he's trolling us already. Got his phone ringing. Hello? What am I doing?
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, let me answer that. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, we're about to
Little Caesars.
We're about to do the intro, and he's got to answer the phone. Yo, this is hilarious. Craig, are you there? Are you there, Craig? Anyhow, Forte, what would you say? He was a troll? He's trolling?
He's always trolling. Ain't nothing new.
Oh, my goodness. That's too funny. He's a self-professed the Messiah of Xbox.
I know. I mean, he literally made, packaged, and shipped with all Xboxes that everybody has in their house.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys.
I'm sorry.
No worries. So we have a special guest this evening. We have the self-proclaimed the Messiah of Xbox.
Yes.
Craig, ray tracing tech guy. Craig, man, welcome to Brat, man. What's going on, dude?
Oh, man, thanks for having me. Big fan of the podcast. Loved your interview you did about a week ago with Rory Ward.
Thank you.
And great, that kept that flowing. It was good information given out to everybody. I like Rory's take on things. And like the way you all, you asked really good questions. And I thought that was a good podcast. Everybody needs to go check that out. And to Slow Mo, thanks for putting in a good word for me. And so I do appreciate it.
No, absolutely.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, no, glad to have you on. Slow Mo did reach out to me in DM, and he did vouch for you. So
yes.
If this thing goes wrong, like Donnie Brasco, you know what happens.
Yeah.
I know now.
So
Slow-Mo, you can't just you just can't let anybody in the damn front door, bro.
Nah, I promise. I'm eating my Cheerios. The nursing home let me out for a few hours, so I got my jitterbug phone ready.
Oh man, too funny.
Yeah.
So Craig, man, tell us a little bit about your gaming history, man. Like, how long have you been gaming for? What was your first game console?
Since Atari 2600.
Oh, so you're old school like us, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
first game was on the Atari was Asteroids. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
So yeah, that one. And I think my mom liked Space Invaders and Freeway. So
Space Invaders was my jam.
Couldn't be the Atari. Yeah, she really liked it, but she liked that freeway more. She loved that trying to get that chicken across the road. She'd play it. So had a good family time. So back when the family actually did do things in the evening, Atari, or you played board games, stuff like that.
It's funny you mention that, man, because I remember my dad and my older sister were really into gaming, and that's how I got into it, because they used to play Pac-Man and they used to play Space Invaders and Pitfall. If you remember Pitfall.
Yeah. Pac-Man on the Atari 2600 to this date still the fastest selling game in history. It sold out nationwide 42 minutes. I mean, and the big store at the time was I think you all call it, I think you guys call it Target. It used to be called Gold Circle. And then there were Kmart's. Those were your two big stores.
Yeah, I remember Kmart. Yeah,
and there were riots. Yeah, I grew up in Cincinnati. Yeah, I grew up in Cincinnati.
Target used to be Gold Circle.
Target used to it used to be Gold Circle.
What's Gold? I don't even know what Gold Circle is. I don't think I've ever heard that.
It's Target. You call it Target. It's Target now. It used to be called Gold Circle.
Okay,
but there were riots. I mean, at least in my city, there were riots.
Damn.
Trying to get that thing. People took off work, left their jobs to go get it because people didn't know it was coming out. So people didn't know how bad it was going to be either. But that thing was it was a selling machine. It was amazing how fast it sold. It made the news. It was all over the radio. At least up there in Cincinnati.
So Craig, so you were around when the gaming industry died, when ET basically killed the gaming industry. So you remember that. A lot of people don't remember that.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
A very very sad time in my life, at least.
That was horrible.
There was no gaming. And the reason why people don't know this, the reason why Nintendo called the Nintendo Entertainment System is because they were afraid that because of the collapse of the gaming industry in North America, they were afraid of calling it like a game console. They wanted to kind of position it or market it kind of as a toy, which is why they call it the entertainment system. One of the reasons why if you guys remember, they included Rob the Robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so Craig, so let me ask you something. So for us that are like old school gamers like this, we when Nintendo came back, we all kind of hit a crossroads. Did you go Nintendo or did you go Sega or did you do both?
There was a Nintendo in the house. Like Nintndo, it sold one. I think it was one out of every. I think 1 to 4. I think it was 1 out of every 4 homes in the United States at one point had that little bitty Nintendo with Duck Hunt, and it was a ridiculous number. I got a Sega system in the 90s, but I mean before Nintendo there was ColecoVision. For ColecoVision, there was Intellivision. There was Intellivision. Before Intellivision, there was Odyssey. So there's always been some type of gaming unit. But I started playing PC games. I was a big. I played the first Dr. J and Larry Bird Go 1-on-1. That was made by.
That.
Yeah, that was made by. Did you have the Commodore 64? 20 people. No, we had a Tandy 1000 EX, and that was made by a company. PC. Yeah, the Radio Shack one. Yeah, had MS-DOS on it. Radio Shack was one of the first companies. Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer, and those two guys sold their stuff to was Tandy. And Bill Gates, he went in there and pimped IBM. IBM didn't care; they just wanted their shit to work. So, but at the end of the day. Those systems came out, but I was playing on PC, and I remember EA is who made Dr. J and Larry Bird. There were 20 people working there when EA first started, and it was they made that game, and rest is history. But EA is where they are now because of that game.
I remember that. I remember EA. I remember EA's old logo. A lot of people probably don't remember the old logo, which was like a pyramid thing, looked like
like a pyramid. And it was a weird color, like a green or a blue. It was like, it kind of says EA, but it doesn't say EA. But,
so Craig, so you've been part of the PC master race, like myself and Forte. I like that. All right, so all right. So let me ask you something. What is your? I know this is a hard one because you've been gaming for a long time. If someone was to ask me this question, I don't know how I would answer, but. What's your most memorable gaming experience?
Mass Effect 3.
Absolutely.
Wow.
3?
Yeah. Because everything came down to when you went to take back Earth, that was it. There was did you make the correct decisions for the past 2 games, which I think span, is it 3 years or 4 years? So you had invested 3-4 years into hopefully making, getting the DLC,
You brought your
doing all the
character
background
along.
research.
Yep.
Yeah, you brought your character along. Did you make the right decisions? Do you have enough to stop what's going on?
So Craig, you didn't mind the ending of Mass Effect 3?
Hell no.
There's a bunch of millennials who don't know, come here from Sikkim. They don't understand nuance. You were told what to do in every single Mass Effect game. And
we're going to have to disagree here, Craig.
I don't disagree with him. The first time I
am not a millennial, and I did not like that ending. The same daggone ending with 3 different colors.
That's what
best
you
Mass
saw.
Effect. The best Mass Effect is Mass Effect 2. That suicide mission is
that was tough. Yeah,
that was a tough decision, bro. I took 20
too.
minutes to think about that.
That suicide mission is something that had never been done in gaming up until that point, and I don't think it has been the way they executed as well or implemented in any other game since.
No, I don't disagree with that. As far as the actual story was streamlined and what you were doing, and you kind of had to go recruit your own version of the Dirty Dozen, if you got the DLC packs. No, I don't disagree with that. But no, Mass Effect 3, if all you saw were colors, that was you not understanding the nuance. I mean, you were told what to do in every single game. Now, what the writers did, and it was ingenious, was they created what is called a MacGuffin, which that's what the Elusive Man was. He was a MacGuffin. So when you had your 4 choices, you should have chosen destroy. Everything told you to destroy. But you had idiots choosing control, which is what the Elusive Man wanted. It's not a choice.
I chose destroy. Yeah, I did. I chose destroy.
Yeah.
It
was easy. Yeah, no matter how many times I play, I end up choosing destroy because the Reapers are already controlling everything.
Exactly.
The Reapers are already merging. If you choose symbiosis, the Reapers are already doing that. That's exactly what they do to each galactic civilization. They get rid of it. They make a Reaper out of it, and they form symbiosis. Symbiosis takes away choice because now you're the same as everything.
Yep.
There's nothing that stands out.
Wow.
And then destroy was the only thing that was constant. I mean, if you read the comic books, if you read the novels, destroy was always there. Even not Anderson, Hackett was like, man. Anybody who thinks we can control these things is nuts. The way we win is dead Reapers. And that's exactly how you win.
Hold on, Craig. Hold on.
I do agree with that.
Symbiosis, the symbiosis one, it wasn't just what the Reapers are always done, because what they always done was go through, destroy all the advanced civilizations, leave the primitive ones so they could grow up and then find all the Mass Effect relays and start the cycle again. So if you did the symbiosis, the Reapers no longer look at you as just organics, because now you are merged with you're merged with the synthetics, and then it ends the cycle. Now,
but it takes away choice. So
it takes away your choice to not be a synthetic, but you still I mean, like, you're not like the Geth, like you're not like where you can't think properly, because if you look at the different colors, the color of that one is still people after that choice is made. It's still people making the same decisions they would have made when they were just organics. But my issue with it is that there's literally an identical cutscenes after you make your choice, no matter what choice you make. That's one. Two, the Star Child appearing at the end out of nowhere with
Catalyst. The Catalyst appearing. That's what the Star Child.
Yeah, the Catalyst. Yeah.
It's just a calculation. All they did was all that thing was going to do is like, well, our calculation is this, but you've introduced this brand new variable and we don't have an answer. So either we can do this, we can choose control, which you die, as an individual. You can choose symbiosis, which you die as an individual. You can choose to keep fighting them, which you die as everybody dies, or you can destroy them. And
Craig, wait, quick. I want to go to the live chat. Gregor Von Doom says Craig was off his meds playing Simon Says and thought he played the Mass Effect 3 ending.
Oh my God! Look, man, y'all ain't about to be slanging. Y'all ain't about to be slandering my man Craig when it comes to Mass Effect. What are you talking about, man?
But look,
he is absolutely right about everything.
And they don't
you just saying that because we had this argument a year ago.
No, there's not an argument.
And I was arguing the same thing he argued.
Look,
it's
not an argument.
Shepard dies in every ending. Except if you.
But did you die doing the thing that you were meant to do the whole time?
What if you ain't want to die? That's the same ending that everyone gets.
No,
you chose destroy. That was a choice to live. Just because you died in the end doesn't matter. It still was a choice that you made.
Actually, guys, there's a
sentence. It contradicts.
No, there's a cutscene. No, there's a cutscene if you choose destroy. If you have a high enough EMS.
Yeah.
Because you've made the right decisions. That shows you breathing.
Yep, and that's the one I got.
Survive.
You have to get maximum. You have to get maximum. I forgot what it's called.
EMS.
But then in order to do that, you gotta do multiplayer.
No, you don't. No. They did the multiplayer for the lazy asses who did not want to do the campaign. The campaign sets up. You don't have to do it in a certain order, but there's a certain way they wanted you to go through that game, and you would accumulate the proper EMS. So that's what was so hard.
EMS to finish the game.
Yeah,
you can't get the amount EMS, whatever it's called, necessary to get the ending where Shepard breathes.
Yeah, you can because I got it. I've gotten it about 10 times. You're making mistakes more than likely in Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
That's where you made your mistakes. And again, they're not, it's technically not a mistake because you're playing the game the way you're perceiving that information and that's what you're doing, which is fine. There's no wrong way, but there's 4 endings to that game. And 3 of the 4 you die. So which one did you, at least with destroy, that completes everything. Yes, you destroy the AI, but the AI is illegal anyway, so it shouldn't be there. So this
is not the ending that was intended.
Okay, fair enough. I agree with that. That's true.
We're going. I know we want to move on. I know everybody wants to move on, but let me just say, Drew Karpyshyn, the very esteemed Drew Karpyshyn, who created the Mass Effect universe, did the lead writer of the first 2 games. The actual author of the majority of the books, who also did Knights of the Old Republic, and basically is the man when it comes to Mass Effect.
Agreed.
He had a different ending in mind.
Yeah.
Creative director Casey Hudson did not want that ending, so he created his own ending.
I agree. No, you're right.
And
right.
That's why there are so many plot holes, like about the dark matter with the Suns. That never got completed. Like that story that never got resolved because that was a part of Drew Karpyshyn's ending.
You're right. No, you're right. The Reapers were coming back because the way the organics used Mass Effect fields was creating black holes, and that was destroying solar systems. So they were coming back for that. That's why in Mass Effect 2, when you go to go get Tally, that sun is going to, is about to collapse, create a black hole. Then that was going to be the black hole that you were supposed to go through in Mass Effect 4, via like another suicide mission, like you guys thought. But like you all were talking about Mass Effect 2, but if you did it correctly, you were going to end up in the Andromeda Galaxy.
Yep.
That's what they were going to do. But they changed. You're right. No, you're exactly right. They did change it. And then they had to go back in and give you the free DLC because people had gone full retard and they didn't understand their ending.
They understood the ending. They just didn't like the ending, Craig.
Yeah, they didn't
that's all right. Well, that's different.
People didn't like the ending. I mean, they were complaining. I mean, there was
that's fine.
There was death threats levied against the developers.
I agree.
That stuff is ridiculous, and that should those people have mental issues. I agree with Craig on that. If you out here sending death threats to developers over a game, you need to look in the mirror and really reevaluate your life choices, because you got some problems.
Hey, Craig, you know what's crazy? I actually did a podcast with Mike Laidlaw, man. I need to get him on here, because I would love to pick his brain about Mass Effect. And he's with
Ubisoft now.
Yeah, he's with Ubisoft now, but
I think he's working on Assassin's Creed.
I don't know what he's working on.
I like those games too.
But I'll say
I like those games too. Yeah.
I'll say this before we move on, guys. One, Craig, I was kind of shocked that you picked Mass Effect, but I think it's a good choice. No, it's not a bad choice. I think it's a great choice, but
amazing choice.
And the game he picked was the perfect choice.
But I will say this though.
Shut up, Fort.
I will say this.
It is. Mass Effect 2 was the better game, but Mass Effect 3 was the one I remember the most because of what it ended up doing.
Mass Effect 3
at the end.
Yeah, I agree with Fort on that. Yeah. I'll say this, guys. I think that Mass Effect is probably one of the best gaming franchise outside of the last one that came out, which I don't.
No, you're right. Yeah, that was trash.
Mass Effect.
If you just focus on the trilogy,
the trilogy
is the best video game trilogy ever created.
It's the best trilogy. Last console generation, it might be the best trilogy ever.
Well, I think it was
the best trilogy over the last 2 generations, bro.
Well, I didn't think it was as good as the first 3 years, but it's up there.
Oh,
but
no.
With Mass Effect.
No,
I mean, as far as Mass Effect, it's good.
It's better than Gears. I'm sorry.
You think it's better than Gears?
It's better than Gears.
But for this generation, it's for me personally, it's been Detroit Become Human. That game, when those androids were walking down the street, if people don't know this, you had you choose what they said on the left side or the right side. If you choose on the left side,
did that game bomb?
No, it did good.
I thought
that was Quantic Dreams.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of T-Human. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but no, Detroit. They took everything that those robots were saying right from Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. So if you chose mostly to the right side, you got a different pacifist story. If you chose the left side, you got outright rebellion. So them walking down at that point, I'm like, Jesus, this guy really just stuck it out there. He didn't care. He even made the lead protagonist robot black. He did that for a reason. So for me personally, that game, that was my personal game of the year last year. I mean, I know God of War 1, and Spider-Man was there, stuff like that. But to me personally, it was Detroit Become Human. It's like close.
Yeah, Detroit
for last year. But but it's subjective. It's an opinion. So if you all agree, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I thought that movie Venom was trash.
What?
But guess what? They're making another one. So I mean, it was successful.
It made a lot of money.
It did make a lot of money, but I wouldn't say it was trash.
Oh, it was trash for me, but it's my subjective opinion. I came out of that theater ready to hit somebody. Like they're gonna go watch this trash. But guess what? It made over 800 million. So hey, congrats! They're making another one. Yeah.
Sony Pictures' highest grossing film ever.
Yeah.
I thought Venom was. I love how Venom was hilarious. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it had funny parts.
That's what I liked about it.
Yeah, and Tom Hardy, God bless him, Tom
Hardy was the right choice.
It was great.
He did an excellent job, man. Yeah. He did an excellent job.
Yeah, he did a great job. So yeah, you got to get the actors who believe in those roles. Downey Jr. brought Iron Man to life. He believed in the role. So, but yeah, Tom Hardy I thought was a great choice. I just thought the story was hokey. But it sounds like this next one, at least they're doing a little bit better groundwork. So hopefully it does just as well for Sony, and everybody can go see it and have a good time.
Yeah. Well, Craig, great choice, man. I mean, to me, that might be the best franchise of all time. Just talking about it and just thinking about how, brilliant writing and thought process in the creation of that game.
Yeah.
It really is. If you think about it, as you guys start talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, this fucking game is brilliant. You know,
Yeah,
what they
and read
did.
the book. Did you read Revelation?
No, I haven't read the book. I need to read the book.
Yeah, that's Drew Karpathy, and he actually, that book is so well done, but it's about them going through the first mass relay. You know, and that crew and Anderson trying to become a Spectre, and him working with Kaylee Sanders. All that. I mean, that's there in Mass Effect 3, but there's no backstory. But if you read that book, man, oh man, Saren discovering Sovereign and him trying to talk to the matriarch, Benezia, all that's in that book. And it's just really, really well done. And when you get done with that book, you will want to play Mass Effect 1 all over again. Because it's like rediscovering it. But it was good. It was a good book.
Yeah, I mean, that's who had relationships with Jax? Anyone?
I never had a female in it. Jax actually was the lowest tested, because you all were talking about the brilliant writing, Enrique. They actually focal tested each one of those characters.
Did they really?
To see they paid that much attention to what they were writing. But he was the lowest writing one. Of course, a black man gets the lowest writing, you know. So
Jesus.
He tested the lowest. So it's but it was a great game. I know you'll need to move on. I can talk Mass Effect all night long.
No, I hear you. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. But Greg Avadu is funny. He said Craig should have been casted in the new Doolittle movie. Him talking to the animals in his bathrobe is more believable than Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, it's Iron Man? Well, I mean, they've modeled the comic book look. They stole Downey Jr.'s the way the way his hair is cut, everything. So that's in the comics. So that's what they think too.
Yeah.
And Downey Jr. made what? I think they said he made over $60 million. He made
a shitload of money, man.
That's ridiculous.
He doesn't have to make a movie again. So, yeah. But awesome, man. Well, guys, I want to get to the first topic. Obviously, the title, one of the headlines of today's podcast is Outer Worlds won't be enhanced on PlayStation 4 Pro. That has since been retracted by the publisher for Outer Worlds, who they said that they made a mistake.
Private Division?
Huh?
I said the publisher Private Division?
Yeah, Private Division. They said they made a mistake.
Oh.
They're saying that the PlayStation 4 Pro will have enhancements, but apparently there was some kind of PR mistake or something like that. But needless to say, it's sent. You know.
There was no mistake. It was community backlash that got that changed.
You really think that, Forte? Are you saying?
Absolutely.
Are you
saying? That's the power of the people right there.
It is impossible. It is impossible for them to not have planned enhancements on the Pro.
Wait, guys.
Hear this backlash, and then going to have enhancements ready before launch. The game launches in less than 2 weeks.
Wait, guys.
All they did was up-res it, though.
All they got to do is up-res it. That's still an enhancement.
That's all they did.
Are you saying
that's an enhancement?
Hold on, wait. Are you
they
guys?
Didn't do anything.
So you guys are developers, and you guys know how easy it is to just up-res it. The game's already gone.
Isn't that game? Wait, hold on.
Way easier than trying to implement 4K textures.
Already running on the PC, probably with 4K textures and stuff on it already. All they did was downgrade the textures and make it more portable to a console.
It's not literally the same code on PC that it is on PlayStation.
Yeah, but it's not 3 months worth of a difference of a code.
How do you know?
Because slow-mo, because you know it's not.
That's not an answer. How do you know?
No, I'm asking you, slow-mo. Is it 3 months? I'm asking you a counter question.
Gaming Forte.
I'm asking, yes.
How do you
know? Gaming Forte. Hey, answer the question, slow-mo.
Time out. Forte, you need to answer his question, man. You can't answer his question with another question.
Well, yes, I can because it's slow-mo and I can do whatever I want.
Well, this is what the answer really is. You don't know, and you are speculating.
Oh, I never said. Hey, wait, hold on. I never said I wasn't speculating. The word speculation, is what I always do. I speculate on a lot of stuff.
Okay. This is what I do know as facts of the gaming industry, and we all have heard this before. Correct? Once the game goes gold, that's the game that's going to launch, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they could do a day one patch that could provide the up-res for PS4 Pro, but do we know a day one patch is going to do that?
Okay. So we get a day one patch, Slow-Mo. What you gonna say then? And it's putting in these upgraded textures. What you gonna say?
What the speculation you asked me to speculate on your speculation, sir?
Yes, sir. Speculate away.
If it says in the patch notes of the day one patch, these are the PS4 Pro up-res textures because we forgot to put that shit in there originally and the backlash made us do this, then I'll say, yeah, you right, Forte. But until then, nah, you wrong, Forte.
Why you expect them to come out? You expect them to come out and say, "Oh, we goofed." You expect them to really come out and say that?
Look, all you gotta say is,
yeah, but say they goofed in lines of saying that it actually was something. Oh, Jesus Christ, this dude just shot me from across the map.
See, this is why you're coming up with these crazy, silly arguments, Forte, because you over here playing
Destiny playing Destiny on a great PC.
Woo! PC Master Race. Hey, real quick. Hey, B Money. So I want to go to you real quick, man. So you're saying that you're speculating that there was no enhancements on Pro, but there was backlash.
There was not.
So you're
enough
saying
people spoke up about it, and that's why we're gonna get the patch, man. It's just that simple. It's up-res. They didn't say anything about changing textures. They said they're taking the game from 1440 to make it look like 4K.
If it was going to be native 1440p, that's already an enhancement. That's already an enhancement.
Yeah, that's not possible on the base PlayStation 4 anyway.
Well, Pro. I guess they're talking
about the Pro. But they did say
if that was already on the Pro, then that's an enhancement over the base PlayStation 4, which is going to be at 1080p. So as they did, there was a mistake with marketing, with the publisher, and they already had enhancements.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be. That's just it. I mean, to me, the enhancement is that it's a game that Microsoft owns that friggin' company and is publishing to their competing console. That to me that's like the big story. It's like, look, they bought that studio. There ain't no way in hell. No way in hell I'm putting something somewhere else. That's just me.
Craig, that's you.
But they don't.
That's
do
that.
They don't own no publishing to that game.
Phil was all like, yeah.
Hey guys, hold on. Let's not try to talk over each other. Go ahead, B Money.
No, I was saying,
my bad, man.
Microsoft doesn't own the publishing to that game, so
they don't own any publishing. They have nothing to do with any distribution rights to that game.
Right. That's all 2K.
That's all 2K.
That's 2K and their subdivision of private division that owns that game. So I mean, that has nothing to do with Microsoft.
No, it doesn't have anything.
I mean, they own publishing rights.
If anything, you know, what I mean, after the purchase, they're probably like, oh, okay, you know, what I mean, we're under Microsoft. We've you know, what I mean, got our hands on the tech, and you know, got closer to it. So you know, that allows us to look at these enhancements and things like that. But you know, what I mean, that has nothing to do directly with Microsoft, you know, buying them.
Well, I mean, they bought them. They control them.
Yeah, but
what's the point of buying?
I mean, but they don't control anything with that particular game.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be controlling that game.
All right, so,
that's what I'm saying.
You know that's.
But real quick,
that's what's been going on with these studios is that they own them, but those studios still run, you know, independent of Microsoft. They still do their own thing. Like as one developer in that roundtable on Game Informer said, we are still Obsidian. Like it's still our culture. We still do what we do, and Microsoft is it's like that. That's not even. It's like nothing has changed here. So, I don't think it has anything to do with it. Yeah, Obsidian owns the IP for the Outer World. So if they do a sequel, it's going to be published by Xbox Game Studios. But this first game, it's all private division. Everything's private division.
Yeah, I would have ripped that away.
Thanks for your money. I don't know why I think of that. I don't know why I think of that song.
I don't know.
No, but
Tina Turner.
Yeah, I tell you, this Game Informer actually did a deep dive into the Outer Worlds in their March issue, 2019, this year, and the developers did say that they said, hey, console gamers will experience this game in 4K. So they did. The developer already said back in March that if you own a console, a Pro or Xbox One X, you're going to experience this game in 4K. So I'm on the side that thinks that, you know, maybe this was a PR mishap.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. You just want to be a believer, but that's okay.
Oh boy.
I mean, we'll never know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, we'll never know 100%. But I'm just going back on what the developer said to Game Informer in their deep dive interview that that it was going to be 4K.
I choose to believe that
Forte, why would they change it, though?
Listen, I'm just part of the community that believes that when something like this happens and stuff changes, it's because of negative input on a game and they don't want to have that type of hassle. You just want to believe that, oh my God, we made a mistake and we're going to put it in there for all you guys, and you guys are going to enjoy the game and we want you to like us and all this other stuff. Y'all can believe that all y'all want to believe, but I'm just trying to tell you there's probably more. There's, like you said, we'll never know it. We'll never truly know what happened here. But ultimately, I just believe that companies do not like negative publicity, even though negative publicity is still the same thing as getting publicity altogether. But they don't want to have negative clout around this game. So they're going to do what they need to do to fix it.
I have a question for you then, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
You say that they don't like developers don't like negative publicity. You know, they tend to change the messaging when there's blowback from the community or concern. What are your thoughts about Halo Infinite and someone else at a higher level position leaving, and then the community manager coming out and saying, "Hey, there's nothing to see here. There's no writing on the wall."
Well, put it like this: same thing I said with Jim Ryan leaving. It could be a bunch of nothing. I mean, not Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan's still there. Same thing I said about Sean Layden when he left. I was like, it could be a bunch of nothing. But ultimately, we all know Halo is one of those games that they need to 100% nail to the floor. And right now, it doesn't look like they're doing it. Sony is already in a great situation. That's why Layton can get kind of the pass on not being there anymore, because he's done his job. Halo hasn't done his job since Bungie left. Halo has been a shell of itself in either the PvP side or the single player side, and they never brought both sides together. So ultimately, this game needs to perform, and if it doesn't perform, it's going to fall. Somebody's head going to roll. I don't know if it's going to be Bonnie Ross. I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to have to do something. So anything that happens,
it should be Bonnie Ross.
Anything that happens to Halo overall is always going to be looked at in a negative light. And that's even from myself.
Slow-mo, do you think
they need to fix it?
Slow-mo, are you buying or selling what the community manager said then?
Oh, I'm selling that crap.
Hell yeah, sell that shit with a fucking bunch of.
I'm not believing that nonsense. Like now, you want to come out now. Well, she wasn't really replacing the previous guy who quit on us and was demoted. And who should have never been allowed to have the same position off of Halo Guardians in the first place. Look, there's nothing to see here. It reminds me of that meme with like Leslie Nielsen and National Lampoon when he's like raising his hands, like nothing to see here, move along with like a fireworks explosion going on behind him. It's just like, come on, man. And I'm not saying the game is going to bomb. And I really hope it doesn't, because I've always been a big Halo fan, and it's a franchise that I'm always going to want to play and love. But I mean, as Forte said, he's actually right for once. This game,
really slow.
Halo has not been right since Bungie left, and 343 has not put together a complete game yet. And three strikes, you're out as far as I'm concerned. Like, look, you had the first game, you had a really good campaign and the worst multiplayer the series has ever had. You then follow that up with great multiplayer and the worst campaign the series has ever had. Can you just get it together? Come on. Like at this point, if it doesn't work, it needs to be massive changes at 343. And then maybe Halo needs to go to a different Xbox game studio developer, and 343 do something else. Because
with them 400 people that's working there though.
Hey,
actually more than that. I think 343 is up to 600.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
The initiative's still hiring.
What the hell is 600?
Are they really?
Wow. Let me ask, what is 600 people working on it? Like,
If they got 600 people there and they can't get this next game right, fire everybody.
Exactly.
Facts.
There you go.
you know
Retire
what?
Halo and fire the whole team.
Oh my gosh,
Hey.
that would be so
Slow-
grimy.
B,
But look, no,
hey,
like
B,
I mean,
hey, B,
they
throw 'em with the
made their
bushes,
own
right?
engine. They made their own engine. They're a part of those people are also working with whatever studio is developing the Showtime Halo TV show. So it's not
I'm
all
excited
people
about.
working on the
It's gonna be
game, but it is
trash.
600 people total for 343.
Well, I mean, it's
Hey,
I think it's a bad look, Enrique. It's a bad look. It may not affect anything. And I was saying this morning on my podcast. It could be nothing, but it's a
Right.
bad look. So we'll just
The
have to wait and
optics,
see.
yes. The optics
Yeah,
are good.
it's bad optics, and yeah, the damage control is ridiculous. But what can you expect from them? At the end of the day, it's either going to hopefully it's a good game. I mean, I
hope
the
so, too.
Halos,
I
so
want Halo to be
I've
good.
enjoyed all the Halos. So even this one that just came out a couple years ago, I thought that was fine. It was Halo.
I'm telling you, I'm going to show up to E3 this year with "Make Halo Great Again" T-shirts. I mean, it's,
Make sure you got green. Make sure they're green and yellow.
Hey man, you're gonna get stomped out, Enrique.
But that's the whole purpose of, like I was just saying, though, we choose to believe what we want to believe when it comes to what these developers or these publishers have to say about these different things. Halo's been on the rock, so we don't want to believe what that person's saying, but then we want to turn around and believe Outer Worlds and their developers say, oh, we forgot to put this in the game. It did, but all of a sudden the whole narrative changes right before the game comes out because people been upset and pissed about it. And the biggest thing is, I guarantee this probably wouldn't have got changed if it was the Xbox side, because the Xbox side isn't that big of a the system isn't selling as big as the other one. But 100 million people yelling at you, or even if it's only 20
100 million people.
100 million yelling at you, even
It was 30
look,
people on Twitter.
Look, man, look, it's a narrative.
Talking
Goddamn.
about
It's
100
a
million
narrative.
Millions?
The vast majority of people on PlayStation don't even know what the Outer Worlds is.
Hey, listen.
This is
The
100
one
million
thing,
people.
the one thing
There
we
was
will say about
15
PlayStation people, though,
15 loud
even-
guys
hey,
on Twitter
people-
today, and you
people
saying they
was up here-
changed
hey,
because of
listen,
15 people?
Listen, yep, 15 people changed it. Yep,
Out of
exactly.
here.
I
It
believe
was really 2 people and 13 of your spam accounts. That's all it really was.
I ain't got no spam account, Slow-Mo. I'm not like you.
Slow-Mo, are you accusing him of having sock accounts, man? Come on.
Yes,
he
I
thinks
am.
I'm Kevin Durant with burner accounts. I got you, bro.
Hey.
Got you, bro.
But I will say this though, and in talking to some developers, when they did say, and this is the opinion of people that work in the industry, that without 100% knowing for sure, that when you see stuff like this a year out from release, it's typically sign of, from their experience, it's typically sign of a game that's having some development issues.
Right.
And I'll leave that there. I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening. I'm just telling you, when in talking to developers about this, that was the consensus. That's the answer I got back with regard to that question about Halo. So
the last time we saw something like this, what game was it?
Anthem.
Mm-hmm. How'd that turn out?
Don't remind us.
Hey, Anthem.
That was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, it was very bad.
Yeah.
And
By
there
the
was
way,
a lot
Anthem
of people.
is still the 5th best-selling game of the year.
Yeah, it's still
I don't understand
selling.
how.
Yeah, it's still successful, but
Well,
Because
B,
it's massively hyped up. All those sales happened in like the first
like
1 or 2
3 weeks,
months.
right? Yeah, 1-2 months.
Yeah. I mean, it was like it was what everyone was playing, and then they were like,
you're right. Good point.
"What happened?"
Yeah, what
When a
happened?
developer walks away from a games as a service game, like literally not even 3 months after the game is out, just throw all that shit in the trash. It's
Yeah.
over with.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't even trust them after that.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
Yeah,
B, are
good
you
point.
are you concerned, man? Do you think that there's something here, or are we just are people overreacting?
Oh, as far as the Halo stuff,
Yeah,
I think there's probably an internal struggle. I think you know what I mean, they're probably trying to decide on where to take the game. You know what I mean, if they want to keep it a traditional Halo game, or kind of evolve it into this game as a service type thing. You know what I mean, going starting the next generation. and I think that's mostly what it is. You know what I mean? I think people just have a bunch of different ideas of what the game should be, and all those ideas aren't aligning up. So I guess we'll see. You know what I mean? Going into the new year, they definitely got to start promoting it. And E3 is just right around the corner when you think about it. So you would think there's going to be a big media blast about it during E3. Looking too right, or if they ain't talking too much about it, then we already know what it is.
I think it could be much ado about nothing. It's still over a year out, for Christ's sake. I mean, so I think it's unfortunate. I do agree with somebody who direct messaged me today. You have a group of people excited about games coming out, whether it be in the Nintendo camp or in the ponies, and the Xbox people are talking about a game for next year, like literally a year out that they could get pushed back or could be moved up. So this, to me, it's I hope it's about nothing because I'm getting it. It's and I'm watching a TV show as well, so I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, no, look,
the only reason why Xbox people are talking about it with it being a year out is because we don't really know much else. That's why. That's the only game that's been announced besides Battletoads and Ori. So, you know.
Well, I'd be excited about Ori, and Ori actually that's one of the better games this generation. If you like,
it definitely is. It definitely is. But when you look at the whole entire pie for Xbox, ain't too many people talking about that game.
I know, and that's unfortunate.
The same way about Cuphead. You know what I mean? When that game came out, it only hit a certain amount of numbers before it hit other platforms.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That was an amazing game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, it's
when
unfortunate.
You talk about a key franchise like Halo, of course people don't talk about it because there ain't, in their eyes, ain't much else to talk about. So
that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean it's really bad. I mean if you were talking about something a year away out, I mean there will be children conceived and born before that game gets here. So
yeah, you know it's interesting. Like I don't think anyone on this panel, by the way, because I know we're gonna get some interesting comments later on after the fact, but I don't think anyone on the panel here wants this game to fail. I think we all genuinely want to see this game do well. We want to see 343, make a good Halo. And when you hear these things, though, I mean, look, just naturally, I think it's a natural knee-jerk reaction to think, oh, wait a minute, something's going on. And I don't know, guys, I can't shake this feeling that something's happening. Like you said, like maybe there's an internal struggle of, where they want to take this game, and that's concerning a year out. Again, all this is, we don't know 100% what's going on internally, but I can only go by what what other people have said that are in the industry, and I hate to say it. I mean, if I'm comparing the Halo franchises under Bungie versus 343. I'd argue all day that the Bungie versions have been better. I don't think there's. I think everyone would agree with that, right?
Destiny's been better with no story in the beginning than all the Halo games since.
Wow,
Oh,
come on,
shoot.
Forte.
Really? It has, dude. Halo's one of my favorite friends. Like Halo and Mass Effect are my two. Those are my two pillars. And one of my pillars has sunk to the freaking bottom of the ocean. And I don't feel like, as much as I say as much as I say I want to play the next Halo and I'm super excited for it, there's nothing that has excited me about Halo, and I don't know how long it's been. It's like I have a replacement now, and the replacement is this game that literally is made by the same company that made it and gives me friends all the time. And to me, that's what the evolution of Halo was supposed to be. And Microsoft made a big mistake 10 plus years ago when they allowed them out of that contract and they didn't let them make the game they wanted to make. And
they should have, yeah.
And this is in. Don't care about what they do with Halo because it's disappointed me way too many times, and now the game is so segregated. Either you're going to play for the multiplayer, or you're going to play for the single player, but you don't play Halo just to play Halo no more. It's like Halo used to just get played because it was that game.
Because it was Halo.
It's not
yeah.
that. it's not that game no more. It's like an afterthought now.
Yeah,
it's pretty ridiculous.
Well,
They gotta evolve the Halo format, and I've said this before. And I know there are a lot of people that just hear that and they lose their mind, but it's the truth. I said evolve the format.
Yeah, not
that's
kill
evolving.
the
Hey,
game.
Slow-mo, that's
the
evolving.
main
though.
protagonist.
Kill that motherfucker. Kill him.
You said kill Marcus too at one point. Then you rolled back on that.
I almost slipped and gave a spoiler. Go ahead, Slow-mo.
No, I just like they need to. Halo resonates with people who are our age, and and not even all of us, because some people have moved on past what the typical Halo game is. But it means nothing to these younger generations, and those are the ones that you need to start getting your mind on. Remember, like earlier this week, there were 101,000 people watching a black hole.
Yeah, a black hole.
Just watching a stupid black hole.
By the way,
instead
Slow-mo.
of playing other games,
Slow-mo.
that's how invested they are in Fortnite.
Slow-mo,
I'm not saying make Halo Battle Royale, but what I'm saying is that you have to find a way to change this IP or make a new IP that actually resonates with the next generation of gamers, because we're getting older, and I'm not saying that we all going to die tomorrow. I mean, Craig might, but not the rest of us. But regardless of that, but regardless of that, it's every year it's less of us and more of them. And so if you want your IP to sell, you have to evolve it. Sony did that. Sony Santa Monica did that with God of War. They evolved the format.
But how does God of War cater to the new people? You know what I'm saying? Like that Fortnite generation. I don't think it does.
Well, I've never played a God of War game till this.
Well, God of War doesn't. Go ahead, Craig. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say the way they changed the mythology when they brought in the other type of mythology. First, I don't know why he's the God of War. That is Ares. I just don't understand how they can get away with that.
Because he killed.
Well, that's baloney. That's the fake Ares. And what you call it was killed.
No, he's the
Wonder
son of
Woman
Zeus.
killed Ares.
The son of Zeus.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, but I like the hammer thing was actually pretty neat. But they just brought that in. Yeah, they brought that in and they changed the mythology. That helped me because I understood the mythology. I understood why these new gods felt like he was a threat. And I just call him Kratos. I can't call him the God of War because I mean Ares is the God of War. That's just reality.
He killed him.
He did not. That was the fake Ares. Come on, that was no real
man.
Nobody kills the real Ares. So.
Hey,
but not even Hercules could kill Ares. Hercules was a bad motherfucker. Yeah, Hercules. But as far as evolving it, like if I run a studio, I don't care what people 35 and up are doing. I'm like, okay, that's great if they want to stay invested in the game, but I mean, don't y'all have something else to do, like going outside or doing something? Go walk the dog. And that's why these games are free to play have taken off and done so well.
Hey, Craig, real quick, man. I don't mean to interrupt you, man, but Ryan Landis in the chat says, "Someone let Craig know it's fiction."
What's fiction? Yeah. Yeah, it is, but it's still corny. They're still effing with the mythology, so you don't do that. So, but for me, it was easier to follow the mythology and understand why they were trying to stop them versus anything else. So that for me made it more fun. Like, I understand the mythology. I understand who this guy is. But yeah, it was. I understand. It was for me. It was fine. But so as far as reinventing it. I agree. That's hard to do. How do you reinvent Halo? They've got Halo Wars.
You know how you
so
do
there's
it?
another imagination.
You know how you do it, Craig?
How?
You kill Master Chief. Kill him.
Kill Master Chief. Okay.
Kill him.
Okay.
I've been saying this for years. Put me in
and then what happens?
And then,
then what happens?
You introduce a new, what's it called? New Spartan.
Okay.
I think they tried to do that with Locke and it didn't work.
Because
I enjoyed that. That was Luke Cage.
Because they pump fake, man. That's why.
Thank you.
They couldn't go all the way.
Yeah, they didn't go all the way.
Look, man,
you got to commit.
The reason God of War works.
Forte, real quick, I don't mean to cut
Go
you
ahead.
off, man.
Go ahead,
Because
bro.
I want to go back to Forte's point about Fortnite, or not Forte, Slow-Mo's, about Fortnite. That was ingenious, by the way, what they did with that. Let me tell you something. When I told my kids, I said, "Hey, do you guys want to watch Fortnite?" And I put on and I showed them the black hole. The look on their faces, guys. I am not making this up. Their mouth. Where did the game go? Is it coming back? Why is it gone? When's it coming back? Daddy, what's going on here? Is the game over? my 5-year-old goes, "Hey, I didn't even get to play last season. What's going? Is it going to come back? Like, what's going on?" I kid you not. It was like crack. I have never seen this before, guys, and I've been gaming 37 years.
Hey man, it's Fortnite Chapter 2.
I was like, yo, like what? Like my kids were like, "Daddy, are the people going to be on YouTube playing it again? Like, what's going on?" Like, it's like crack. I couldn't believe it.
It's really smart. It's really smart.
Oh, it's genius.
It's
genius.
Good marketing. Great marketing.
You got your servers down as you're preparing for this next update to your game. You could do like Bungie did, what Bungie did is what a lot of these games do. They said, look, the game's going down. We're taking the game offline for 24 hours as we prepare for Shadowkeep. That's, people are used to that now in this day and age. And there may have been some people who didn't get the memo and turn the game on like, man, what happened? But it is what it is. Epic goes, let's make an event out of this. Well, now we need to do this because this is just what we have to do. But let's keep the community engaged and entertained and excited for what's coming next, while we're still doing our thing. Like it's just really smart and a great forethought to do that, so that people don't gravitate to Apex Legends. Instead, they're staring at a black hole, hoping that something's about to change any minute now.
Well, the fact that they used that as the catalyst to change the map was the most ingenious thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, as soon as I said, "Oh, Fortnite's changing the map," what's going to happen? What's going to happen to the old map? Are they going to just have rotators and stuff? No, they're just going to destroy the old map and give you a new one and make it all because of this black hole sucked everything up. And now you're in a completely different place. I'm like, dude, I don't even play Fortnite, but I was watching this the whole time. Like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen any game developer do. And guess what? They knew they were going to do this months ago when they started adding those cracks into the world and putting all those different fissures in the world. They knew ultimately when we change the map, we're gonna make this a spectacle, and people are gonna literally watch this and be like floored. And like you said, Enrique, how many kids out there was like, "Oh my god, when's Fortnite? Are people still gonna be streaming it? Is the game coming back?" And guess what? They pulled a John Wick on us. They said, "Hey, hold our beer. Chapter 2 of Fortnite is here." I was like, okay, that's how you do it. So it's not just Fortnite anymore. They completely changed the name and said Fortnite Chapter 2. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Dude, I don't know who's running the marketing department for that company at Epic, but dude, whoever it is does not get enough money for the stuff that they actually pull off in that game.
Yeah, dude, I agree, man. I'm telling you, the reaction from my kids, I was just blown away. I was like, what? Couldn't believe it. Genius. I mean, this was, and not only that, then you start seeing YouTube videos like of
reactions,
like, and even parodies of reactions, and it's like, it just became viral, and it's like, whoa, like this is the modern day social media marketing. This was it. This is how you do it, and that's
how you keep your people engaged. Like Slow-Mo said. They kept their player count, their player base engaged the whole time throughout this.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
It's well, we know marketing works. Marketing works.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
And guess how much money they probably made on day one of Chapter 2.
Oh,
I can only imagine the number that's going to come out from it, because everybody because people that probably haven't picked up Fortnite in months, probably haven't played in the last 2 or 3 seasons. I guarantee you they jumped in on this one.
What if?
Right?
What
Yeah,
if,
there gonna be people who gonna come back just to see how different it is,
Yep.
and they might stay. You know,
And they might stay.
I think Bungie should do this with Destiny.
They might.
Bungie tried to do that. Bungie tried to do that with Destiny when they destroyed our boats. It just pissed everybody off.
Oh,
They
boy.
tried. They tried.
You'll try.
They're doing better now.
Bungie
though.
tries to
They're
do a
doing
lot
better
of things that don't always work out the way they intended.
Yeah.
But,
that's-
I give Bungie. I give Bungie the credit for just maintaining a great game at this point. It gives me everything. I hate this game sometimes, but it gives me everything that I want, and I can't be mad at that. 'Cause that's ultimately all you want to do is play games, and this is a game.
But you know what, though, Slow-Mo? I mean, what they're doing is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. It really isn't. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with them, but that being said, I mean, what they're doing is not easy. It just isn't. You know, and so,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you can't please everyone, you know, with this game. You got to keep a high level of engagement. That's not easy to do. You know, you're going to piss some, you can't please everyone. It's just a
Right.
I told somebody this a long time ago, and they keep saying it's like, man, everybody keeps saying Destiny's dead, and all this other stuff. And I say, bro, anytime Bungie drops a trailer for a new expansion, everybody pays attention and everybody's back in day one. It's like the player base goes down. It will hit those doldrums of like 700,000 people, cap out at 1 million, but then they drop a DLC or they'll drop a trailer for some upcoming event, and then the player base spikes right back up because Destiny for some people is what it's supposed to be, a hobby. It's a hobby game for some people that they can enjoy with their friends. Then you have people like me
It's a great
that
point.
know
Great point.
that know life this game, and those are the people that sustain the game throughout the whole year. And that's 600,000 to 700,000 people make Destiny what it is, and we do nothing but campaign for people like Enrique, for Slow-Mo, for Ash and Luca, for all those people to just keep bringing your friends in, bring your friends back. Destiny's a different game. And ultimately, those people stick around for about a month, maybe 2. It could only be 3 weeks, but guess what? They bought in for that experience, and if they want to come back later, they can. And now that the game's free to play, it's like they're just stealing candy from babies at this point now.
It's not totally free to play.
It's free to play, bro. I'm playing on PC right now with no DLC. All I have is the free version of the game.
Okay, can you play Shadowkeep on PC without paying any money?
I can't. No, what I'm telling you, I said Destiny 2 is free to play. I didn't say Shadowkeep was free to play. But I'm able to do everything.
Isn't Shadowkeep a part of Destiny 2?
No, Shadowkeep is an add-on to Destiny 2, sir.
It's the same thing. It's literally what I just said.
No, it is an add-on. And guess what? I don't own Shadowkeep.
It's an expansion of Destiny 2.
I am playing Shadowkeep. I am playing Destiny 2 right now on PC with no Shadowkeep DLC. And I've been playing on PC all day today, not doing none of the Shadowkeep stuff. And my day has just been as fun as
Did I not just say the game is not totally free?
The game is free. I said Destiny 2.
It's not totally free. That is free. You are misleading people when you say the game is free. Warframe is free.
I'm done with
Destiny 2 is not free.
I'm done with you, Slow-Mo.
Gregor Von Doom disagrees with you, Slow-Mo. He says, is Warframe free to play? You can't make more frames and weapons without buying slots.
That's not true. That's not true. In Warframe, you get more slots when you raise your mastery rank. So you don't have to spend any money. And if you do the grinding, you can build up the platinum from trading with other players.
So does that
still not have to spend any money on slots.
How long does it take you to raise your mastery level up to the point where you don't have to worry about buying slots?
You can do that pretty quickly. You can hit mastery rank 10.
If I want every frame in the game, how long would it take me to open up all the slots to get all the frames?
It may take you a little while, but to get every frame in the game, that would take you a long time too.
Okay, so at some point, Shadowkeep's going to end up being a free part of Destiny 2 when the next DLC comes out. That's what they did for the last DLC. Forsaken is now free a year later. A year from now,
you're trying to do. This is sad. This is really sad right now.
A year from now, Shadowkeep.
If I want to play Shadowkeep right now,
it's free. You can play Destiny 2 right now.
No, it's not free now.
Can you not log into Destiny 2 right now without paying any money?
I said Shadowkeep.
I said Destiny 2. You said Shadowkeep.
It's the same game.
Jesus Christ.
Stop it. It's the same game. Every single expansion in Warframe is two different games. It is every single expansion in Warframe is free.
So we're gonna say that a DLC expansion add-on is the actual game.
Dude, do you, in order to play the game, do you have to download Destiny 2?
In order to play the game, do you have to have Shadowkeep?
In order to play Shadowkeep, do you have to download Destiny 2?
In order to play Shadowkeep,
the only way you can make the argument that it's a standalone. The only way you can make an argument that it's a standalone is if I can just go to the store, any store, and download Shadowkeep itself.
What?
And if you cannot do that, it's not a different game.
I need someone to be quiet for a second. I'm just going to ask the panel. Panel, did I say Shadowkeep was free or did I say Destiny 2 was free?
You said Destiny 2 was free.
I said Destiny 2 was free. Can you play Destiny 2 without owning Shadowkeep right now for free on PC and on pretty much any console?
Yes.
So you don't have to own Shadowkeep to play Destiny 2, right?
No.
That is correct.
Okay, that's all I've been trying to say this whole time. But Slow-Mo and his semantics and trying to ring around the rosy for some reason.
My semantics.
What the hell is you talking about?
The game is free. I said the game is not totally free. All content for Destiny 2 is not free.
I quit. Slow-Mo, you beat me. You beat me here because I can't argue with you on this no more.
It's facts. Am I saying something that's not correct?
You're misinterpreting everything that my position on the
I don't even know what a misinterpreting is.
Okay, so I'll give you that one, but still, you
all I'm saying is I'm not saying that you can't download for free Destiny 2. You absolutely can, but to play the entire game, it is misleading to say it's a free to play game. It's not a free to play game. It's a free game up to a point.
Oh my god. I can't.
Right.
I can't. Enrique, move on. Move on, Enrique.
That was a very spirited. Craig, any thoughts on this debate, Craig?
No, I mean I don't care for Destiny 2. I mean it's I guess it's okay. I'm glad people are enjoying it, but I don't care if it's free to play, not free to play. Who gives a rat's ass?
I'm sorry for your loss, man.
All right, let's move on, guys. That was a very passionate and spirited debate.
Very passionate, though.
Very passionate.
Oh my god!
So
my head hurts.
Real quick, guys. All right, I want to go to the next topic. So Sony's feeling very bullish, very confident, if you will, over Death Stranding, and so. Review copies are going out a month before release, and the embargo for reviews for Death Stranding will be lifted a week before the game releases retail. So I guess my question to you, everyone on the panel, and Craig, I'll direct this at you first. But Sony has a history of doing this with games that have focus tested well. They will, send early review copies out, lift the embargo a week before release. We saw this with God of War. What do you think, man? Is this smart by Sony, or is it? Are they being a little bit overconfident? Because I know there's some questions out there, with regards to Death Stranding. I know a lot of people keep calling it the peeing simulator, the baby sim.
Slow-mo coined that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm getting it day one. So
Yeah.
I'm going to find out on my own. From what the reports that are coming in is that they just gave that guy a check. They gave the other guy, Gilmore, whatever his name is. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. They gave him a check and said, go create what you need to create. We're not going to look over your shoulders. When you're ready, just come let us know. And sounds like it's ready to go. As far as reviews, I could give a rat's ass what White Zaddy thinks. I'm my own reviewer. So if it reviews at an 88, does that mean it's bad? If it reviews at a 92, does that mean it's great? It's just, I'm getting it day one. So I will see for myself what's going on with it. So they say Kojima may have shucked and jived and didn't show a whole lot of stuff on purpose.
Well, he's got a history of trolling. I mean, he's done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah, it's not the wait and see. I don't think it could be game of the year because the guy is that Jeff Keighley or Neely, whatever his name is in the game. So I think that game should be taken out, for game of the year consideration because it's his show.
Yeah, I don't agree with
but,
that. I don't think Jeff's going to jeopardize the credibility of the game show. I don't, and so I.
No, I don't either. But it just looks like nepotism if it were to win. If it wins the Sony Game of the Year, that's different, But the actual Game Award, people are like, "Well, man, you were in the damn game."
Yeah,
he don't pick the game of the year.
Go ahead, B Money.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say he don't pick the game of the year. That's
No, I'm just saying it looks a little bit. It does look a little bit shady though. That he is in the game, and he may only be in it for a second or two, but it does look like it could. I mean, I look at that as nepotism, but I mean, again, it's all subjective.
But it's not nepotism because, like B Money said, he's not picking the winner of the game.
No, I agree with
nepotism.
that.
Nepotism would be nepotism if he was like the deciding vote. If Jeff Keighley
what if he is the deciding vote?
No, he's not.
I mean, we'll never know.
Hey, look, I'm gonna have to side with Craig here. If he's not picking the winner, he's at least making sure it's going to be on the ballot.
Yeah. So again, I'm buying the game. It may be the best game this gen or this year, but we'll have to wait and see. So I'm buying it, so I'm excited for it.
Jeff Keighley does not put things on the ballot.
Okay.
He doesn't?
Well, again, to me, it would be cringy as hell.
He said he doesn't choose. He doesn't vote on it, but he doesn't. He didn't say. I didn't see him say that he doesn't put things on the ballot.
No.
So,
no. There's a consensus. There's a panel that puts together a list of the like game of the year contenders and whatnot, and it's different members of the industry that do this. So yeah, it's not like Jeff is like running the show and saying, look, y'all, if y'all don't put Kojima on the game of the year, I'm going to be breaking some fucking legs. It's not like that.
well, first of all, to even hear him say something like that would be...
You don't know that, Slobo. He might be gangster like that.
My point is that it's a bad...
He is not.
My point is that it's a bad... It's a bad look. I mean, and I give Jeff Keighley credit. The first couple of these he did, gaming award shows he did, he used his own money to get all that together. So now he doesn't have to do that anymore. So, but it just, it's a bad look. With that said, I'm buying it day one. Are they confident?
How is it a bad look though? I mean, it's the game.
Because he would, he would be up there as the host accepting an award for a game that he's in. It's just a bad look. Doesn't mean I'm not saying what you're saying isn't true about the selection process, but I mean, it's just kind of a cringy look for me personally. With that said, I'm buying it day one. I hope it does well. The other part of your question is are they confident? It sounds like it, but it sounds like it. So we'll have to wait and see how it turns out.
Look, I don't agree with this. And I'm not trying to pick on you, Craig, but there's other people in the live chat are saying it's I don't see it as being a bad look. It'd be different if Jeff Keighley had invested some money monetarily. Like if he said, hey, hey, Kojima, I cut you a $50,000 check, and
that's fine. I understand what you're saying.
I've got a financial stake. But the reality of the matter is, and this is the thing. The reality of the matter is this. He doesn't pick the winners. It's a collective group of people from the industry who nominate like the Game of the Year contenders or the different categories. It isn't Jeff who's out there saying, hey, you know what, guys? you need to put Kojima on there. And I know, like, the running joke is, he's got a man crush on Kojima, blah blah blah. I get that, and that's fine. But I think it's a stretch to say that the optics of it aren't good because Keely's in the game. I mean, it's his image. It's not even his voice. It's his image. It'd be a different story if he had some financial stake into Death Stranding. He has no financial input, no financial stake in the game. Kojima just said to him, "Hey, Jeff, come out to Kojima Studios." Told Jeff, and this has been documented. Jeff didn't even know why he was there. Jeff goes, "I showed up. They did like some, screenshots of me and blah blah blah, and that was it. I didn't even do any voiceover work. It's not even his voice, by the way."
Oh yeah, you can tell it's not his voice.
So that's what I'm saying. So I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, for people to be like, "Oh,
wait, hold on." So he went out there. They didn't tell him he was going to be in the game.
No.
That's why I was surprised when they actually showed him in the game.
Yeah, he was surprised. Kojima said, "Hey, come over." Didn't tell him why, and basically they mocapped me, but they didn't tell me what they were mocapping me for.
Really?
Dude,
he got hold up. Let's think
not
about
mocap,
this,
but they took his image. They took pictures of him.
Yeah, they didn't mocap him.
They didn't mocap
just took
him.
his images.
I'm about to say because getting mocapped. I mean, they have to.
Oh yeah, that takes time.
No, they didn't mocap him. They just took
all over
pictures.
your face. You had to get a suit on. Like why am I wearing this? I don't know. What's this helmet for? What's happening?
Why are you telling me to drink Norman New? No, never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
It's just like even then. It's like if you fly me out to Japan and you bring me in, you don't tell me what's going on. You start taking pictures of me. First off, I'm like, yo, put the camera down before I knock you out. That's the first thing I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean,
second thing is like,
this boy Jeff Keighley was fucking busting a nut in his pants.
Exactly. He
Kojima
knew what was going
Didn't even
on.
send him the invite, man. So
he knew what was going on. He knew he was going to be in the game.
Are you saying that when Kojima was like, "I want to take pictures of you," Jeff was like, "Okay."
Yeah, he was.
Matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me if Jeff started taking his clothes off as soon as he said it. He was like, "I want to take pictures of you." I've been waiting for this for so long. He's like, "No, Jeff, put your clothes back on. Hold on, man."
Go ahead, B.
It's not like that.
Go ahead, B.
I'll just say we see how happy Jeff gets when he talks about Kojima. Anytime he's had him at the Game Awards, anytime they're on stage together, he's like the happiest kid in the world, man.
Right. But he's like a walking, talking legend. Kojima is.
Well, think about this, guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But guys, I think a lot of people don't have that historical perspective that we have. I mean, gaming for like Craig, you be gaming a long time.
Yeah,
we like Kojima is like I think there's like pillars of development. That, like I think of Kojima, and I think of what's it called from Nintendo? What's his name?
Miyamoto.
Yeah, Miyamoto.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think of those two as these iconic pillars of game development. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Kojima has been doing this. The guy, first of all, hasn't fucking aged ever.
Yeah, he made a deal with the devil or something.
Yeah, it looks the same. Like I think he sleeps like in an isobaric chamber or something. Like the guy. But I mean, seriously, I mean, my first gaming experience, my first Kojima game, was when I was like 11 or 12, maybe, on the NES, the original Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And so when I think of like pillars of gaming development, and I think this is the reason why. Like Kojima gets a lot of attention, and not just because he's been around for a while, because he's actually done things. If you think about Silent Hill, you think about Metal Gear. I mean, come on, guys, Metal Gear Solid, for its time, was completely revolutionary. I mean, Silent Hill, was amazing. Ryan Landis says Kojima is only 35 years younger than Craig, but he looks great.
Yeah, he does look better than me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you're right. The part in Metal Gear where you had to unplug your joystick and plug it into the other side to win that level is out of the box thinking. Like, I'm gonna have these guys unplug their stick and plug it into the other side so they can just defeat this one boss. So yeah, that's he thinks out of the box.
No,
So,
he does. But
so,
Miyamoto, I think in a lot of ways, in terms of like gameplay mechanics, is like that
Mhm.
too in a lot of ways. And I think that those two have really contributed a lot of great gaming experience. I would never say Kojima is the best storyteller in that's graced the gaming industry, but I definitely think he's done a lot of interesting things in terms of gameplay and how we experience or interact with gaming. And I go back to Metal Gear Solid. That was such a wow moment for me playing. Even Metal Gear Solid. Rebecca Rogers said Metal Gear Solid 2 is a mind trip. Like Silent Hill. You guys remember Silent Hill with the dog?
Yeah.
Remember the dog in Silent Hill? That was like talking to you or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit
Well, this
blew-
is that story. Story. They removed that girl's soul.
Yeah,
and they needed to put it back in. That is out of the box thinking. And we got to remember Silent Hill. That was during the big Resident Evil craze.
Yes.
That whole craze and everything, and nobody. That was a walking simulator. And but the fact that the protagonist, even though he had a gun, he couldn't shoot very well. Whereas you just come off of Resident Evil and you're a marksman. So all that was into that game. So yeah, no, you're right. And Resident Evil 2, the way it looked, wow.
I know, it was a phenomenal game and just phenomenal. So I think a lot of people don't, maybe not a lot, but I think there's something to say to have that historical perspective and have lived and played through those experiences. You know what I mean? And I think in part maybe that's maybe where Jeff's coming from. That's just my opinion. But
I got a question for you
go
guys.
ahead.
So let's say it's the VGA Awards,
Mm-hmm.
and they announce next up is Game of the Year, and Death Stranding is nominated, and then Death Stranding wins, and Kojima comes up on stage. Jeff Keighley gives him the mic, and as Kojima is thanking everyone for playing his game, Jeff Keighley starts giving him a back massage.
Oh my God!
Now, is
me.
that unprofessional or not?
That's very unprofessional. Number one, he should not be giving Kojima a back rub. Or what if he pats him on the butt? Like they do in baseball.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, that would be crazy. Well, I don't think Jeff Keighley, he didn't announce the Game of the Year last year, did he? I thought that somebody else announced.
Someone else did, yeah.
But
Someone else did.
yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see. If it wins Game of the Year, I'll be on the floor laughing. I'll laugh at that.
Oh,
so.
it's a wrap.
Everyone says that. Everyone says that. I don't think it's a rap. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh,
it's a rap, yo." It's gonna get a 91 Metacritic.
I just think there hasn't been like that much competition this year, and I think with a lot of games like technically not coming out this year and dropping out. Yeah, I mean you got Nintendo, and I think Pokemon is going to be up there, and I think Three Houses is going to be up there.
Yes,
Three Houses better be up there.
What about,
they definitely.
What about Resident Evil 2, the remake?
That's my personal Game of the Year.
I think that'll be in there, but I think it'll get a slight because it's a remake and not like a
that's true.
game.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But that personally, though, when they tell you to before that game starts, it says, "Hey, we suggest you put headphones on for a better enriched experience." I'm like, all right, I'll try it, and it was. I mean, all you can hear was people moaning. Like, oh my God, so it was actually pretty therapeutic.
If that remake would have been like Resident Evil 7 with that new RE engine, fully fleshed out, then that's right up there with being Game of the Year. But I think the fact that it is a remake, I think it's going to get a slight. I think it'll definitely be mentioned.
I think you're right. I hope you're wrong, but I think I got a feeling, it's my personal Game of the Year. That's the original zombie game. No good. Resident Evil 1 and 2 kind of set the bar. And then that one, I guess when you were running around that mall, killing zombies, that was kind of an out of the box way. But overall, Resident Evil 1 and 2 set your bar for zombie games. On why and the fact that they even can get that game out and it possibly be nominated after umpteen years, this shows you the strength of that franchise and
Well,
those horrible movies. How
Yeah.
horrible were those Resident Evil movies?
But they also brought, I think, outside of the obviously visual improvements, they improved the controllers. They got rid of those tank controls, that you had in Resident Evil 2. I think that was something else that was really great about that that particular remake. But I don't know, because I don't think Death Stranding is it's definitely that it's got this in the bag. I don't think.
I agree.
So what's your 5 games in Game of the Year conversation right now?
Yeah, I was about to ask that, but also I was going to say, I mean, just real quick for the panel, do you guys think a remake can be a Game of the Year contender?
I absolutely think
To me,
so.
yes.
I think
Yeah.
so.
To me,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it can.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree too. I know there's some people who feel like a remake should be disqualified, but because parts of it is old content, but I think it deserves to be in, especially this one, considering how they had to remake it, to get it the way it was. But
Yeah.
as to B's question, my 5 nominees would be Fire Emblem 3 Houses, of course, Resident Evil 2 remake, Metro Exodus,
Ugh.
Gears 5. Is that 4?
That's 4 of them. Yeah.
4. I need one more. Astral Chain.
Yeah.
And the winner would be Fire Emblem 3 Houses. It's like, no. But I would actually I would probably have to. This is what I really think is going to happen. One of those isn't going to be in. Death Stranding will be in, and Death Stranding will win. But
Yeah.
I think my personal game of the year is Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I can't stop playing it. It's
a
great.
good game. Yeah. I don't know. Like that's tough. Like there were so many good games that came out early 2019, like Kingdom Hearts 3. I think I would put that up there. You know what, Slow-Mo? I would put the Division 2 up there. I mean,
that may win that multiplayer award. They give it like a separate award. They may win that.
That might win that. I don't think Division 2 will get in, just because it didn't have those looter shooters get graded on a different scale, and it's any other game that launched the way the Division 2 launched. Yeah, it would be a Game of the Year contender, but the fact that it's a looter shooter and it's supposed to be played longer, and they completely dropped the ball on in-game content after the game came out, kind of really puts it in a bad light.
Yeah.
So
I would say I would throw in Sekiro. That was one of the best games that I played this year. The Resident Evil remake. What else? Definitely. I'd put in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. It's like, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I would put.
They wouldn't do that either.
Yeah. No, I would put Fire Emblem 3 Houses up there, man. And I would definitely put Astral Chain up there. I thought Astral Chain was great. So I think that's my 5. I thought about Control, but I don't know. I've had a love-hate relationship with that game. So
I like that game.
I need you to be a man right now, man. You want to put Destiny up there, man.
No,
don't let these frauds stop you from putting the game up there.
No, because I can't put, if I'm not going to include Borderlands 3, I cannot include Destiny 2.
Well, Borderlands 3. Well, I can't argue with that one.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. I don't think Borderlands 3 is going to be up there. Unfortunately, that the multiplayer category, it probably will win that. Maybe
wins best soundtrack. That's all I care about.
Oh boy! All right, let's
go. I don't think that's going to happen either, man.
All right, let's go.
I think Fire Emblem's going to win that.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go the rest of the
or
panel.
Astral Train.
Let's go the rest of the panel here. Craig, what's your top 5, man?
Well, I Resident Evil for me, the Sekiro game, Astral Chain, the Firehouse game, Fire Emblem thing, and then Gears 5.
Yeah, I would say Gears 5 up there too. I didn't mention Gears. I forgot that, but I would agree with that. B, what about you, man?
I'm going with Resident Evil. I'll go with Three Houses. I think Gears is going to be there. I'm just going to throw Death Stranding in there because I've been talking about it for forever. I know it's going to be in there.
Mhm.
And then I would probably have to go. Did I say Secure already?
No.
No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
Secure is going to be in there just because
Yeah.
from software. So
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could too. Yeah.
Nobody's chosen Days Gone yet.
Nah,
man.
no.
Okay.
Days Gone, man.
I mean, it's got that sawmill award on it. Everybody keeps telling me it's like the top part of the game, so I got to get there. So
Forte. Destiny 2, Destiny 2, Destiny 2, Destiny 2.
Nope.
Destiny 2.
Nope.
Hmm.
Absolutely not.
What do you got,
Nope. Man, Three Houses, because Three Houses is pretty incredible. I am a fool for Link's Awakening. I love that freaking game. That game is one of the best remakes I played this generation. So I would put Link's Awakening up there. Probably won't, just because there's already a Nintendo game that's going to be in it. But then again, Nintendo might pull a fast one. So I would put that game in there too. I think Death Stranding is definitely going to make it in there because there's too much stuff around that game, and I just think that game is going to probably surprise a lot of people once they finally get a chance to play it. Gears 5 is definitely going to be up there because I feel about it.
Nintendo's had a strong year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Very
Nintendo's year has just been strong, but I think Nintendo's going to pull out another one. I think Three Houses, the fact I know so many people that have beat that game in like 6 or 7 different times is pretty ridiculous.
Yep.
So, and that's outside of just Slow-Mo and Luca. So, I know other people that's done it too. So that game is, I think, going to be the one that's going to end up taking it in the end.
Oh wow!
You got to beat it at least 4 times to get the full story.
Yep.
And each house, each playthrough is very different. You learn things about the story and the characters that you would only know if you played that route. It's very compelling. All the characters are very deep. Even like the lowliest person in your class has like multiple layers to them. It's a great game. I mean, I've played through it twice, and I'm on my 3rd one, and I got one more to do, and then after that, I'm finally going to say that's it. I'm putting the game down so I can get back to some other games that I've been playing. But that I've been meaning to play, that my backlog is starting to grow on. So, yeah. I'm glad the system's portable because that's the only way I can be able to get as far as I've gotten. But yeah, Nintendo has killed it this year. I mean, when it comes to exclusive content, they've had more exclusive content than Sony and Xbox combined.
Yeah, no, they're strong. You know, so their fan base is it's a big fan base. They're going to overtake. I think I saw the report that I saw that I got an email on was that they're going to overtake. They're going to hit 52 million maybe this year as the projected number after the holidays. I have to wait and see if they do get it. But yeah, that's they've been strong. They have been strong.
Yeah, they're gonna have a big holiday. I mean, they got Luigi's Mansion coming out soon. And then Pokemon, I think, is coming out. I think shortly.
Yeah, Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know why Nintendo understands the value of having exclusives.
Yeah.
It's because they went through a generation where nobody was messing with them. So that's all they had. You know what I mean? They had to stand on the stuff that they created and the stuff that they work with their partners with. Yeah, you know, when all other third parties walked away from them and told them, you know what, we ain't putting nothing on that console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They still had to go out there and battle. And, you know what I mean? They fought as long as they could. They finally gave up. And, you know what I mean? Today we got the Switch. But that's why they understand the value of having an exclusive. Because they don't make all these games, but, you know what I mean? They've went out and created some great partnerships and, you know what I mean? And developed some great exclusives. So you got to tip your hat to them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
locking down Platinum and getting Astral Chain was a massive get. Getting I can't remember the name of the developer, but getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 exclusive was really smart.
Yep.
They have absolutely killed it this year. I mean, I don't know if they're going to get in on the buying spree that Sony and Xbox are on, but if they decide to do that, they need to lock up Platinum for real.
Yeah, they got about Platinum for sure.
Yeah. This Platinum is on Sony's radar. Platinum, Remedy, CD Projekt Red, and Housemarque and Blue Point is on their radar.
I don't think CD Projekt Red will ever.
I'm not saying they will, but they've already had a cup of coffee with them, so they're going to definitely try to do something. So, but we'll have to wait and see, man. I agree. I don't think CD Projekt Red goes either. I hope it's Housemarque they get above anybody, because I think they need games like Housemarque makes. So I have to wait and see though.
They should lock up. I think they should lock up Ready at Dawn, because they
might. Yeah. I mean, Jim Ryan.
They got a new studio or a new office.
They do.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and
Microsoft may buy them.
They Ready at Dawn has been branching out. They've made a couple of Oculus VR games already that look very good. One of them, something Echo. I can't remember the full name of it, but it looks like Tacoma, but in VR. It looks visual wise, it looks way better than Tacoma. But they're very diverse. Like, they can do a game like the Order 1886, and they can do that other, weird, colorful game that no one bought. But but I mean, I think Ready at Dawn could be, a good gift for them. And I think under being a first party under Sony, they can kind of give them that firm hand to kind of guide them to making a better third person perspective, story driven game.
Yeah.
That than what we got with the Order. But
no, definitely. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, it is almost 11 o'clock. We need to wrap up the podcast, but I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Craig. Craig, man, glad we could finally get you on, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Had a good time. Thank you.
No, absolutely, man. And please let everyone know where they can find you on the Twitters and YouTube.
Well, like I said, I'm already following you, so you don't have to worry about my Twitter. But I'll be on Twitter a little bit, and I have a little gaming channel. So it's a little dog shit show I do in the morning. And that'll be it. Tomorrow I'll be talking about how the trend at this point is that the PS5 will be more powerful than the next Xbox, but have to wait on some more information to come in. But thanks for having me, guys. I had a great time.
No, definitely, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was a lot of fun, man. We definitely gotta have you back at some point.
Oh yeah, anytime. Just let me know.
Yeah, definitely, man. Slow-Mo had vouched for you. You came through.
Yes, I hope I didn't let him down.
Slow-Mo lives another day.
Slow-Mo lives another day. All right. Appreciate it.
Anyone I vouch for is good for it, man.
But thanks for vouching for me, Slow-Mo. And like I said, I'm a fan of the podcast. I like how you you do your one-on-ones. I think you ask good questions, and you bring out the facts. And so I think personally you should look into doing some different things besides gaming. I think you got a knack for it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I want to do a Redskins podcast because I hate the Redskins, and I'd like to talk about that.
I'll come on there and talk bad about them every week with you.
Thank you, Forte. I hate them.
Just fired a coach.
I'm not drunk enough to join that. I don't think I can get drunk. Like, I'm seriously I am a Redskins fan, unfortunately. And,
Forte, we need to get me, Forte. We get Forte, Slow-Mo, and OBJ to Don.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be just 2 hours of screaming and yelling and crying.
Well, I know they just fired their coach. That came across the wire a few days ago. I'm like, oh, well, I guess he got fired.
and then there'll also be like 15 minutes of ideas of how to get rid of Dan Snyder that may end up getting us put in jail.
I hate him. Terrible owner, man. You know, there's just some people that just don't get it. That it's funny. There's people that don't understand that they're the problem. It just blows my mind. Like at some point, like is your fucking ego that big that you can't say, you know what? After 20 years and maybe in 3 winning seasons and 9 head coaches, I don't know, maybe I'm the problem.
Right.
It's not fucking rocket
You can't
science.
tell a billionaire. Yeah, you can't tell a billionaire that he's the problem because he's a billionaire.
You are the problem. Yeah, you are a billionaire. You make billions outside the NFL, but you haven't done shit inside the NFL. And
I mean, you're right. Yeah,
in
you're right.
any other job, you would have been fucking fired. You know, and and if you
Calm
That's
down,
why
BK.
well, that's why he's the owner.
He's the owner. He can't fire himself.
I mean, I
Well,
guess. I
could.
get that's the beauty of being a billionaire. You can't get fired, I guess, if you own something. But still, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
You have owners who've won championships. I mean, seriously, I'd be like, hey, Bob Kraft, let's meet up. Let's go to your favorite massage parlor and let me know how you won 6 championships. You know.
He wants.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has Tom Brady and he has Bill Belichick, sir. That's why.
Yeah.
But that doesn't. But Bill Belichick came in and set the tone for the organization, though. I mean, you have to have some kind. That's the thing with the Redskins. There's no culture there. There's no blueprint. Like,
There's a culture there.
There's
It's
definitely
a
extremely
culture.
toxic, and no one wants to be a part of it.
Yeah. Same thing's happening in Cincinnati. They're 0-6, and that coach is lying his ass off. So.
I
And,
can't, man.
I thought I'd never see the day the Lions were actually a better team than the Redskins, but they are.
On paper, they are. Yeah.
They are. And they got,
Literally every
and they
team in the
literally
NFL except the Miami Dolphins are a better team. Than the Redskins.
wait, you talk about the Miami Dolphins. They trying to scrimmage SMU next week.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying, but they told everybody up front, look, yeah, we need draft picks to get this thing because they want the kid out of Oregon, A-Bear or something like that.
Yeah, A-Bear, yeah.
I don't know what they need. I don't know.
They don't want Tua. I heard they wanted Tua.
Well, Tua's a junior. We know A-Bear.
Yeah,
We know A-Bear is leaving. Tua could come back.
No, Tua's definitely leaving now. I think it's a done deal.
I don't disagree, but
if they don't win, if they win this year, he might leave.
Yeah, which I don't think they will.
I don't think they're gonna win
beat
this
by
year. I think LSU gonna beat them.
Yeah,
I think he's gone either way. I think he's going to ride the high wave. He's never going to be as popular now as like if he comes back next year, he doesn't have as good a season. It's going to really hit his draft stock. He's a guaranteed top 3 pick right now.
I agree. Yeah,
so
I don't agree.
I think he's just going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you go to Miami. Miami's offensive line is trash.
Yeah,
they are trash.
Yeah, I could have got a couple sacks last week, man. The way
Slow-mo would have been player of the week. Start slow-mo backslap in your fantasy league. He's playing against the Dolphins.
Terrible.
Yeah. All right.
So it's bad out here in the NFL right now. If you're a fan of certain teams.
Yes, I know.
At least as being a Redskin person, at least you can say the Dallas Cowboys have finally fallen back to earth.
Yeah, they still got a better
still
record.
Better than
they're
us.
Still better than us. Hey,
That's y'all ain't got no quarterback.
They're going to sweep us this year. That's nothing to brag about.
Oh, hey,
as long as they don't win as long as they don't get into somebody's got to make it to the playoffs out of that division.
Hey,
real
quick, guys, I'm going to go live chat. Gregor Von Doom says Redskins fans be like, wait till E3. Oh shit.
Yo, we can't even say that because we have no hope. We have zero hope. We can't say like wait to the off season, wait to the draft. Bruce Allen is drafting. Never mind. It's just when your owner is Dan Snyder, all you can do is wait till he chokes on the chicken bone, or wait till his yacht sinks or something. I don't know. You're basically waiting for this guy to die, so this franchise can be passed on to someone else.
Hey,
who's the coach now? Who's their coach
now? Bill Callahan is the interim coach now.
Oh, he's the intern coach. He's dead man walking.
Yeah, he's dead man walking. I will say this though, Slow-mo. We do have one team that gets it.
The
Exactly.
Nationals.
The
2
Nationals.
teams actually. We got the Caps who won the Stanley Cup.
You know why
and
y'all
the
got
Mystics,
the Nationals?
They won the
Because y'all-
WNBA championship.
Yeah, everyone in
Yeah.
DC is winning championships except these trash Redskins, man.
That's because of the addition by subtraction when it comes to the Nationals. Once y'all got rid of Bryce Harper's fucking crazy ass, y'all actually did something.
Right.
Yeah, well, they got hot at the right time, especially their pitching.
That's because they're playing like a team now.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got hot
Yeah,
at the
they got
right
hot.
time of the year. Yeah.
They got hot. That pitching, the third and fourth starter got hot at the exact right time of the year. And their bats got hot. But now they got to wait a week to play in the World Series. And now their bats are go cold.
Oh, I forgot. We also have the Wizards.
We do
Never
have the
mind.
Wizards, yeah. I will say this, though. I will say this, that Juan Soto is a better player than Bryce Harper.
Yeah, all around. Yeah,
all around, yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm glad we didn't sign Harper. We could use that $300 million towards signing, hopefully, Rendon. And I do think that Strasburg's he's gonna opt out of his contract after this year because he has a clause they can do that. They win the World Series, he's probably gone, I think. I think he probably goes back to San Diego, signs a massive contract with them. But who knows? Yeah. We'll see. But anyhow.
I think probably Bryce is still pretty cool with his position. I mean, $300 million.
Yeah. He's not.
I will miss out on the World Series for $300 million.
$300 million.
I'd make my own World Series trophy.
Yeah, I'll create my own ring and trophy.
Yeah, I got my own ring. What? It's a Bryce Harper championship ring.
Yeah, it's like Pete Rose over to his own Hall of Fame. I want my own place. Got my own damn building.
I got my own Hall of Fame. I got my own statue.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, everyone. Hey, I want to give a big thank you to B Money and Forte and Slomo Backslap as always. A big shout out to Mr. Eric Jackson who couldn't make it tonight. But we'll be back, guys, next Wednesday again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your time gaming. Go play some Destiny. It's free, kind of.
Yes, go play Destiny.
It's not free.
Yes, go play Destiny 2 because Destiny 2 is free.
Kind of free.
Free-ish. It's free-ish.
Free.
It's free-ish. I like that. It's free.
Free-ish.
If you have to go, if you have to pay for Destiny 2 to play it, I will buy it for you.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a lot of people asking Forte for the what is it, $30 to play, $35 to play Shadowkeep.
Nope, nope. It ain't gonna be nobody asking because I said Destiny 2, not Shadowkeep. And you gonna stop trying to make it seem like Shadowkeep and Destiny 2 are the same goddamn thing, and they're not.
They are the same.
They are
not the same.
They are the same.
Destiny 2 was an expansion added to Shadowkeep.
They are the same.
Shadowkeep or the opposite way. The expansion added to
backwards.
Destiny 2.
This is so bad.
These things are not the same.
Hey, you know what? I want to do a brap rant and talk about this, and let's get some Destiny players in here.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yes, because let's say this: the base, the vanilla version of Destiny 2 is free, but Shadowkeep is part of Destiny 2. So
yeah, it is. It's part of it, but you don't have to own it to play Destiny 2.
Therefore, it's not a free game. Thank you.
It is oh my God, here you go. You can do every damn thing in this game other than the stuff that
except play Shadowkeep.
All right, everyone. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. We'll be back next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And special again, thank you to our guest this evening, Craig. I don't know why Gregor Von Duke kept calling you old, but I thought it was funny.
That's fine. Call it whatever they want.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Hit up Forte for Shadowkeep.
Hit me up.